Speaking of wilding out.
Wow. Okay.
Yo, what's going on in LA, man?
I don't know what's popping.
No more parties in LA.
It's just too much happening to rappers.
Checking.
My opinion. I'm not outside like that.
Right.
Not the expert on that. I would say with home, man. We always had a high amount of traffic, just like we're big cities,
Right.
LA, New York.
Right.
Now, what the problem always was in LA is that you get the sunshine and the palm trees and the pretty girls and the good weed, and they forget. And they go to the Valley and they go to Hollywood and they start confusing them with the other that ain't got nothing.
Right. Right.
So niggas come to LA and think it's sweet, and then bad things happen, man. And you know, that's anywhere, bro. Like I don't go to some neighborhood. I ain't got no business with a whole bunch of shit. You look like food.
Right.
And niggas come to LA and look like food. And then talk shit. Oh, LA, see, oh yeah, see, come get your bitches. And some sitting there saying, oh, really? All right, for sure. I'm gonna come get you.
And they going on live.
Nah, but what about the that don't go out there with that type of attitude? And
They're still hungry. And it's a lot of opportunity in LA. No, it looks like there's a lot of opportunity. Anything is a pie graph. It's not that much food, man. So this is angry and bitter. Everybody spent the PPP up, bro. Had big barbecues.
Man.
Everybody went to Vegas and got shrimp and pop bottles, and that's gone.
Right.
And now niggas is back broke. I know a gang of niggas that bought Rolexes. They got Rolex and had mad shrimp. Smoke big weed. Sorry, man.
Rolexes and shrimp.
And lobster, I'm sorry. Lobster tails. Yeah. Popping big barbecues like the Snoop videos. But now it's gone and it's a drought. And we're all in a drought. Like the country's in a drought. So when you go to a big city that attracts a lot of money, going in. So if they can't scam you, they're gonna plug you.
What about that whole check-in thing out in LA?
I'm not a G, so I'm.
You an OG?
Not OG. I call that because that's hood for us. So I never use that term on some like rap shit. It's not for me. That's gangbang.
that's a form of extortion.
Yeah. So my big homie, Wino for 190, that nigga's an OG. That nigga's a gang leader. You know what I'm saying? The same neighborhood Blue from 190 East Coast Crip, where I kicked it at. The homies from 9-7, whatever. Like them niggas is G's and OGs and BGs and all that. Me, nah.
Right.
Not on the rap shit. I don't confuse rap and gangbanging and prison and murder and death killing the niggas. That's way different shows. Rappers is good at rapping about killing niggas.
Right.
But some niggas really don't give a fuck and they kill all the time for the right price. And that's two different worlds. So,
The check-in.
yeah, when they saying check in, there are certain neighborhoods and certain people, especially if you already proclaim to be a certain, even out here, niggas gangbangs. Now, some have chapters where, I believe even in Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying, some niggas is locked in with the 60s or whatever, neighborhood crip.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's not just the 60s. Neighborhood crip, even 9-7s is neighborhood. But there's gangster crip, there's different kinds of Crips.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's different kinds of bloods. There's Pyru, there's Damu, there's all kind of shit. Right. So sometimes people come and they claim these things somewhere else and then they like, oh, well, you came to the home of it, check in. And that's what they mean by check in, which really means extortion, to be honest, in my opinion.
Right.
Because I'm not, I don't gangbang, right?
But for some check-ins, I would assume it's, well, not I would assume, but it's been explained that it's more like, yo, tap in, do something for the neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Well, again, if you are from a gang, you have certain obligations.
Right.
I'm sure you know this.
Yeah.
So even in prison for me, I'm not a Crip. I go in not affiliate. If I was a Crip, I have certain expectations and obligations.
Right.
Nigga call it audible, I'm expected to do it by penalty of death.
Right.
If you a Southsider, if you blood, if you a Crip. Me, I'm a black man. So I go in, I do what I got to do as a black man, that you can't make me nothing.
Right.
I watched, even in the pen, some niggas come in, nigga give a nigga some thing of Vaseline and a big ass homemade shank, like figure it out. That mean, figure out how to carry this in your asshole, nigga, and if it pop off in the yard, be ready to use it.
Right.
I got one way only, you know what I'm saying? So thankfully, but if I was a gang member, if I was a Crip, if I was in that car, we call them cars. Right. If you in that car, I say less. You gotta learn how to do that. You know what I'm saying? So even on the streets, there's certain protocol. They don't do it as accurately as I would say prison does, but there are certain protocols. And so part of checking in, tapping in, niggas gotta pull up, you gotta go see that big homie, you know what I'm saying, that supported you and in general, they gonna be with you, they gonna see with you, be with you, whatever. They gonna hold you down.
Right.
For me, I'm born and raised there. When I got into problems, either I got my homies or I got me. And so we even call that's to the wolves. So I was always to the wolves because I chose not to step into a gang.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had to accept that. Even in the pen, nobody had to ride with me. If I got into it, I'm on my own, unless it was, racial. You know what I'm saying? But those are the rules. You pick your poison. Me personally, if I was out of towner, I wouldn't join the gang. I personally believe that joining a gang is a decision we make between 12 and 17, and anything after that, you a rapper.
Yeah. Right.
And I think it's weird, and I think you'll get yourself killed or exploited. So I don't believe in grown-ups gangbanging. That's young boy decision.
Right.
Most niggas is like trying to retire out by like 30.
Right.
So my friends that's still active in their neighborhoods and trying to do the right thing, they done made all the mistakes. Some are my friends. You can't really be the 45-year-old. You really active at 45? You out killing everything?
Right.
The young boys is out here putting in the work now, and you supposed to have guided them kind of out of like, no, we gonna get some money, and we gonna do this good shit, and we gonna do this, we gonna organize that. All that shit came from the Black Panthers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This came from Black excellence. I always call it, the lowest common denominator. What do you get from a Black national or Pan-Africanist is a thug. Even what Tupac was doing, I saw him trying to do the lowest common denominator to get people to understand, but then it gets messy, and then and then heads get splattered. So I hope for a home that we got bigger fish to fry than kill our own, and the only time we really figure that out is in prison, because everybody wants to kill us. In LA, it's different politics than out here. So you have whites and Mexicans that run together. So that's, which is kind of crazy. And then there's no such thing as Puerto Rican, Dominican, and all that. Yeah. So you either nigga or not. You're really other is what they call them.
Right.
So you either Mexican or other.
Right.
So all that identity, Trump playing that, we don't have that. So you find out you a nigga or not.
Right.
The Mexicans don't allow for it. Southsiders don't allow for that. They like, you a Mexican or not. We don't care if you're Dominican, Puerto Rican, half. So you's a Mexican or not. And our war is just harder. Like, we got enough space to be bigger assholes to me. I always felt like New York is built up. So you still have to deal with people. We don't have to. Get enough money, you get on your own funny money. That's why we have a gang culture like that.
Right.
Like we got these 4 blocks, just don't come over here.
Right.
We're gonna drive by over there and shoot up y'all shit, but just don't come over here.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can coexist. Y'all gonna be Bloods, we gonna be Crips. We probably related, but it's so much bloodshed and all that shit. So niggas is up, niggas is angry, and it's ugly now.
It's like 30-year-old grudges still being played out.
Yeah, because it never stops now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what happened out here. Somebody killed somebody.
It's Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.